Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, welcome back. I know I missed last Tuesday, I'm so sorry. I was in a play and it all just got a little bit busy. And I didn't want to make something that wasn't good enough, because that's not good enough. Anyway, in today's video, I'm going to talk through some popular opinions that seem to come up whenever somebody says mental health services. I could not agree more that mental health services that I've had experience with, which are both in the UK and in Jersey, are underfunded and understaffed. Though while there is room for improvement, there are some common misconceptions that I feel that I need to discuss. Because I feel whenever I say the three words mental health services, a lot of beef comes with it. Stick around while I talk you through 5 misconceptions about mental health services. Grab a cup of tea, because this one is good. And I'm not just saying it because I've made it. So let's go. Oh, what you doing up there? Oh my days. That's too hot. Okay, seriously now, this is serious. Look at my trousers. Shh. Number 1. Doctors are quick to prescribe and change medication. GPs are trained to see everyone about everything. And it's difficult. They can't get to know everything about you in 10 minutes. I mean, realistically, what can you really do in 10 minutes? It takes 10 minutes to make the perfect cup of tea. I feel like GPs get a really bad reputation for this. They deal with our health, and that's not easy. Mental health services, however, that I've been in contact with, aren't so quick, and that's probably because they have more time and that's what they're trained to do, and have more detailed boxes to tick before they can prescribe you medication. I cannot reiterate enough that medication is under your control. Whatever pill is given, changed or taken away is completely up to you. So yeah, while I do actually agree that sometimes, in some cases, medication is a quick and rushed solution, it is always your decision. Research it, read about it, ask any questions that you have that might worry you, because ultimately it's your body, your mind and your decision. Number 2. Waiting lists are ridiculously long for no reason. This is a difficult one. Like organ transplant waiting lists have an order of priority, with mental health services, waiting to be seen by a psychologist or a psychiatrist can mean simply waiting because somebody else's needs are more demanding than yours. With a waiting list comes scrutiny. And that's why it's really eggy. I understand that this can be difficult to be okay about, especially when you're suffering. However, there is nothing wrong, should you feel at risk, to go to your health service and ask to be seen sooner. There are services and charities who offer free counselling services which might just help you in this period of waiting. So the misconception here isn't that there's a waiting list, it's that they're there for no reason. Too many people are suffering and there are not enough people to sort it out. Instead of focusing on the waiting list itself, is to focus on how we can decrease that waiting list by increasing the need for better mental health services. Number 3. Mental health services don't care. Since uploading these videos, I've seen a lot of comments scrutinising their mental health services for not caring. And I used to think this, and I feel bad. I'm sure there was a time when you were at school when you had teachers who were amazing and were able to deliver lesson plans catered to different students with different teaching techniques. Contrary to that, I'm sure you can also remember some teachers who weren't really that bothered, or make you read from books, put a PowerPoint screen up at the back, and not really be as proactive in their job as you perhaps would have liked them to have been. I feel like right now I'm in the care of people who really are passionate about their job, but I've also been in a position where I feel like I've been dragged across like gravel stones by people who weren't really that bothered. Everyone's different. It all depends who you're seen by. If you don't feel like you get on with the doctors or nurses that are in control of your care, then you have every right to ask to be seen by somebody else. While I'm not condoning any form of poor treatment, I am acknowledging that these people are human. Please also know that healthcare workers can only meet you halfway. Recovery is a 50-50 process. You need to want to help yourself just as much as you need them to want to help you. Does that make sense? Number 4, diagnosis is definitive. I can confirm this is not the case. There's a diagnosis. I've had it. Borderline personality disorder, OCD, anxiety, depression, cyclothymia, seasonal affective disorder, and now I've been given a diagnosis of bipolar. I'd be lying if I told you that I've never been angry or frustrated at the fact that my diagnosis has changed, and it's been a tough ride. This, however, has made me aware that diagnosis is not definitive, which means it's not the end of the road, but actually where there's a diagnosis, a door opens, it doesn't close. That's the most grown-up thing I've ever said. Number 5. Mental health services keep support systems informed. This is a really important misconception, which is why I've kept it till last. When my brother-in-law was diagnosed with diabetes, he was told not to eat sugar, to maintain a healthy lifestyle, and to keep track of his insulin and glucose levels. Family members, including myself, were also told to keep an eye out for signs of a hypo, which include things like sweating, being snappy, lethargic, and support him by doing things like cooking the right foods, as well as to remind him to check his blood sugars. Support systems like family and friends are kept in the loop and are informed of what to expect and how to help. But I feel like when it comes to mental health, this is sort of neglected, and I think it's because of the whole confidentiality thing. I get it. They don't want to tell our secrets, and they want to make sure that we feel that anything we ever say in the room isn't then blurted out to any Tom, Dick or Harry. Did I just say a bad word? About a month ago, I was admitted into a psychiatric ward. Best time of my life. And I feel like while I was looked after, my family and friends weren't, and I think we both suffered just as much as each other. There was no attempt to liaise with my family about how they could help me going forward, and I think that was a real shame. And so what I'm hoping to do is to change this. Yes, I know I can't change the world. Things will slowly change the more we talk about them. There are lots of websites online where you can read up about how to be supportive of those who are suffering with their mental health. And if you feel like perhaps you would probably want to read one of those articles, I will definitely link them down below. So that concludes our 3rd part of this series, all about misconceptions. Stay tuned because I have more videos coming out every single Tuesday morning. I got my shoulders out in this one, so please give it a like and a comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe. The more of us that are on this journey together, the more we can do to change this. It's all about talking. Talk more. And if you're a little bit shy, then take a shot of tequila. I'm kidding, that's probably not a good idea. Join the journey, make some tea, and thank you so much for joining me. Oh, that rhymes. I can't end it like that, that's so vile. Ugh.